Hello everybody and welcome back to Not-so-Newbee Rumble 17, where we will be continuing with the battles and probably for the most part be finishing up the normal brackets, apart from the actual finals. But let's see how long the battles take. Right, first up we have the Brick Walls going up against Jono. Let's see where they're at. I am in the wrong folder, of course. This is the right folder. There's the brick walls. And here's Jono's fleet. Was it Jono with the extra distance sideways? I think yes. So let's give them that and spawn both sides in. Now then, I am actually streaming for those watching the video later, but currently there's nobody really in the stream, so might as well be not streaming at all. There won't be any chat interactions for the time being. And yeah, let's just see how this goes. Now, we've seen both of these fleets already, but maybe this is like the first real opportunity for the P-Wiz to be coming in useful. It caught a cram cannon already. The Neo Froggo has, however, already been taking some blows. Nothing big, but it's taking damage. This kind of digging in here. Oh! Well, I mean, it's only one cram cannon. It's not that important. The brick walls have way too many for one cannon to matter. They don't, however, have any smoke, so like the laser might actually do something. Once again, the P-Wiz actually catches one, but that's a turret knocked out. And that just took this gap here, I guess. The balloon's just absolutely chilling and hovering over. Brick walls in the lead so far. They also haven't run into one another yet. That's quite a rare occasion. They usually like to do that, and it's kind of intended for them to do it as well. Oh, another turret knocked. Two turrets. Oh no, that's just the disabled one that fell off entirely now. This turret tanked it like a champ, but the Neo Froggo is quite low. It's definitely not in good shape anymore. And the Neo Froggo in the last fight was the main damage dealer here, so that's gonna be important. Oh look, the P-Wiz has lost its head. The tip has fallen off. Oh. I think that was an AI snipe? Yep. The brick walls have sniped an AI. So, next up it seems is the duck, which ain't doing so hot. It's not doing a lot of damage overall. The laser isn't that strong. The cram fire in return is far more potent. Oh look, the laser is actually trying to intercept the crams as well, but yeah, that didn't work. That's another AI snipe. And oh no. Can they aim high enough to even reach the balloon? Looks like they might be able to just barely do it. What a bizarre dance we are witnessing here. Oh, that didn't hit. They don't have detection looking up here, I think. Maybe that's a problem. The balloon's gonna be going for a little while still. And it does have its little missile, although of course that won't win the battle. Remember, of course, each individual brick of the walls actually has... Oh, and there's a hit. What I was gonna say is that each individual brick actually has an AI, so there's no way it actually snipes all AIs and somehow wins. But it kind of got crushed, so that's not really going to be a problem. And the brick walls take home another win. I'll quickly give him that on the scoreboard. And move on to the next battle, which is actually the Kurtulmak against the Insanity. The new improved Insanity. Let's see if it can take on the Kurtulmak, which hasn't been changed. There's the Kurtulmak, and there's the Insanity, which we spawn at 35 degrees. There we go. Let's see what the first salve of the Kurtulmak does. Oh, hello, Sosik.
Hello, I just jumped in, but I'll be going in a second. I don't know. Hopefully I'll be back in Minecraft. I'll see.
Your craft, let me check actually. I can quickly look on the brackets while we have this battle going on. It's actually the next battle. Well, depending on how long this one takes, you might catch it.
Are you streaming it anywhere?
What do you mean?
Are you streaming it?
Wait, have I actually forgotten to turn on the stream? Yes, I have. Okay.
Yes, it would appear so.
Well, I guess nobody was in the call anyway, so...
Yeah. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes, so hopefully I'll catch it.
Alright then. Now then, back to the battle. The Kurtulmak has apparently destroyed the propulsion of the Insanity. And probably not just that. Let's take a closer look real quick. Turn on the light here. The superstructure is gone, for one. And the light's already annoying, so we turn it back off. APS barely clinging on to life. But yeah, the superstructure is absolutely just gone. And I think the engine back here got... Yeah, the engine got blown out. I'm not even sure if that's actually the back, but it was there. So I guess it is the back. Now, the Kurtulmak is down to not even 96%. So I guess the last battle went actually a bit worse for the Kurtulmak against the fleet of Gmodism. Then again, this turret here looks like it's out for the count. Again. Oh. Oh no, those turrets just don't have the angle anymore. They're killing the plane, I guess. That's good enough. It's something. Right, but still the Insanity isn't looking like it's doing too hot right now. It does have the Kurtulmak down to 94.9, which I guess that's a start. And the plane looks as though it's dead in the water, just not dying though, but it's not gonna be doing anything. The Insanity is slowly sinking, so it's probably going to start accumulating DQ points sooner or later. On the other hand, it may be kind of immune against incoming fire for a second here, if it doesn't just despawn because health below 80% sinking. And it does not. Interestingly enough. So while we wait for this to finish, kind of short yap session, I guess, because I don't think this is gonna last very long anyways, but I have this very annoying feeling in my throat right now that I'm sure everybody knows, which you just usually get right before you catch a cold or a cough. I have that in my throat right now. It came right on time with the week I have off, actually. Don't know why that always happens to me, but yeah, I always just kind of start getting ill whenever I actually have free time, not while I actually work. Which, you know, it's annoying, but then again, it kind of makes sense, I guess. My body just loses all this tension and gives into potential illnesses, I guess. Either way, I have time to rest up, so surely it won't be too bad. Now then, with this battle concluded, and of course in favor of the Kurtulmak, because what else would we be expecting from this vehicle? We can move on to the next one. I hope Sosik is coming back soon, because that's the Charon going up against the Brokdorf. Charon should be somewhere up here. Yes, there it is. And there be the Brokdorf. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Now the Charon does have some, I guess that AA gun maybe see with, which the Brokdorf, well, it's got lambs. That's not exactly great news for the Brokdorf. But the Brokdorf miraculously manages to get the first cram salvo on target-ish. It doesn't do much, but you know, it hit. These shots actually could do pretty well against Brokdorf because, you know, turret armor is ass and all that. But let's see. Brokdorf is surprisingly tanky sometimes, other times it's just abysmal in that regard. It's getting the back turrets around now. Let's see how those do. They punch deep. Brokdorf's down to 97. This has killed some secondary crams, I guess. Hello, Skye, you just missed your battle. Just barely missed it too. Brokdorf gets another volley off, looking kind of good. Most of it bounces on the shields though. I think it went in somewhere here-ish. No, didn't do much though. Oh, it did sever this turret. So that's not gonna be firing anymore. Let's see, what damage is the Brokdorf taking? It's looking like it's mostly superstructure damage. Which, to be fair, it always takes that. Yeah, it's a lot of superficial damage and secondary turrets. Oi, yikes. That took out another set of ram cannons. Although I think the Brokdorf lost one of its own turrets. Yeah, the A turret is out. Which ain't stopping B and C. Quite the contrary, in that it's killed the engine, I think. Yeah, it killed the propulsion entirely, I think. There goes Skye again. Let's see. Oh, that's crap. Parts. Yeah, the back turret is out. So this fight is by no means over. It's quite close still, actually. Unless the Brokdorf does exactly that. I was about to say unless somebody snipes the turret here. And yeah. Didn't even have to jinx it. Curse of the tournament host works even without a jinx. It just happens. But there is still a turret left, so nothing's completely decided yet. Unless the Brokdorf miraculously just bullseyes this thing now. Oh no, it's not doing that. It's going for the center. Actually, Brokdorf's stopping as well, so I guess the engine got knocked. Which isn't too surprising. Brokdorf engine is flimsy as fuck. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's got a hole around here. Nope, that's actually not going into the engine. But there's some issues here with the engine. Actually, I think the boilers would be here-ish. And yeah, no propulsion anymore. Now we've just got two ships parked, broadsiding, beating each other up with heavy fire. Well, let me just... I'll take that as a screenshot, I guess. Potential thumbnail. Brokdorf going for the stern, unfortunately. Not exactly where it should be. I guess Brokdorf has some hope. Brokdorf has cluster targeting, so this superstructure full of wood blocks would be preferred by it in a lot of cases. This actually got really close to knocking the turret. Oh hey, Panda. Haven't even seen you here in a while. Let's see what happens here. Nothing in the chat. Hey, these two ships are just straight up parked, broadsiding and beating each other. Which I guess that's quite a rare occasion to have two ships knock out each other's propulsion and just stand there. Again, that goes to the back, killing a CRAM. Actually, I see some rubber blocks, but the AI seems to be alive. Because the turret is still on target after all. Actually, let's see, where did that rubber come from? I'm now curious, there's gotta be something near the AI here. That was a turret.
I believe that hit the laser. It's also insulated. And AI.
Oh, that looks like there was
Yeah.
some AI parts here, but...
The Charon has 3 AIs though, so this might take a while longer.
Yeah. Okay, the laser takes a blow, well, took a blow as well. Yeah, not sure if that fight's gonna end anytime soon, unless this turret gets sniped, of course, which pretty much seals the game then. Brokdorf lost one singular ammo crate, I guess, which is why the game just slowed down. Oh, that killed that turret. Entirely. So the Brokdorf is down to 2 turrets. Come on, now the game's just slowing down for each and every ammo box on the Brokdorf that's getting clipped. There's plenty singular ammo boxes on the Brokdorf, by the way. Oh god. The direction's about right. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
So about that turret sniping happening. It had to happen sooner. Oh, there's still a CRAM cannon though. We're going to keep going. This cannon is keeping it going. Not sure if the cannons on the Brokdorf are fully intact either anymore. Let's take a look. This one is barely holding on the top here. It's taking some damage in here. It's been missing out half of its packing, I guess. And this one maybe is actually intact. It hasn't been breached on the back. Yeah, this one looks intact actually. So that back turret here actually kind of packs a punch still. The other one, not so much. Of course, there's gonna be detection left as well because I see the rangefinders. Close to that cram cannon, but not close enough. I hear fire. Huh. Maybe some steam pod exploded. So yeah, we're just waiting for this one cram cannon. Now, while I wait, I think... Is there much for me to even be talking about? Realistically, not really. I mean... I guess I have a week of holiday now, and... Like, while I am at that school for my traineeship, that school's really just not challenging at all. The exams we've got there, I honestly don't even learn for. And I'm probably still just going to pass them all with absolutely no problem because it's that easy. But maybe that's also just because I learn fast? I don't know. Either way, that school's just so easy it may as well be considered holiday. Still not a fan of it because reasons I've described last week, but it's not that big a deal at least. Now can the Brokdorf please end it at some point now? We still have 5 minutes to go in theory. Oh, is that looking good? That is looking good. Yes, indeed. So I think that's the last weapon. And we may as well end it here. The laser, we've seen it already, it's not gonna be firing. So, yeah. Let us move on. The Brokdorf actually moves into the... what's almost the semifinals. Quarterfinals, I guess. And let's see what it goes up against. Next fight shall decide that. Next fight being Skye against the Firecarp. Well, I think that's gonna be the end of the Brokdorf next then. There's Skye. With the bunch of vehicles, give them 400 meters sideways distance because they like ramming otherwise. And the Firecarp, there it is. One of the earlier matches from standard Newbie Rumble 17, I believe. And both of these have received refits, so maybe the results have changed. Let's see how this goes. We're starting off immediately with Crams getting zapped. As the Firecarp heads straight for the Salamander, which isn't even pointing its cram cannons. What is the Salamander doing? He's AFK. Well, it's fired now, but... Oh, here comes another cram. Takes a chunk out of the side, but that's not enough. Now we've seen before that the back area, or at least last time, the back area was fairly weak. It's like if something really potent punches through this back wall, like a cram, it can sneak right to the AI, but It's a very, very unlikely shot, especially on the target moving as fast as the Firecarp. But, you know, miracles can happen. That takes out a lot of wood, which puts the Firecarp at 94. Still by no means in any risk of dying. Now it's moving straight into and almost going to be ramming, I guess, the Firebrand. This is actually a fairly closely packed fight. Hold on, let me just... Maybe this is a better thumbnail than the ships boringly sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, this is kind of actually cool with all the ships being so closely packed together. The Salamander is obviously cooked. Fried even. But it's still alive for now, so it's still tanking. Actually put in the reverse gear here. Another hit into the front of the Firecarp, which doesn't care at all. I don't think the Firebrand has the punch to even get through the back of the Firecarp here. Which is kind of unfortunate, but I just don't think it has that firepower. Well, maybe it'll surprise us, maybe it'll even clip one of the turret caps at the top. Things can always happen. Luck plays a big role in that. But right now it's trying to chase, and chasing is like the last thing it should be doing. Salamander has gone below 45%, so it's going to despawn in a sec. The Gremlin is trying to help out, I guess. Don't think I can do much, but it's trying. It's trying its best. The little guy. Let me look at the plasma just... Hold on, actually? So there's just one heavy armor beam, and then there's some metal here. Huh. So something did try to snipe the AI deck there. And actually almost managed to do it. That may be actually the damage from the little gremlin that did that. Looking at the plasma impact on the right back here. So if the gremlin gets a few good hits back there, you know, things aren't decided entirely. Unlikely as it may be, especially with the Firecarp angling towards it right now. Would be a bit of an underdog win for sure. The Firebrand has been branded indeed. Burned. Turned to ashes. And I'm pretty sure in a few seconds the flamers will swap targets. Oh. Well, hello Artemis.
Hello.
You have just about missed your fight by, I think, 10 minutes about. But,
Oh.
I mean, no big surprises in it. Not much else to say, really.
Well, this is the one I really wanted to see.
The Firecarp against Skye. I mean, The little gremlin's the last one left now, and it's probably not going to survive for very long. But it put up a fight. Actually put a few dents close to the AI. But well, now most of the turrets are on fire. There probably won't be turrets left for long. Yeah. That might even get another shot. It does get a shot, but it doesn't do anything. And yeah, there it goes. The health is already below 45%. Does it even get to despawn, or is it just going to melt before that even happens? Oh, it's close to dying before even despawning, but there we go. Firecarp taking the win quite clearly. And that pretty much seals the fate of the Brokdorf for next round. Because the Brokdorf won't be winning against the Firecarp either. Now then, next up we have the brick walls against the Kurtulmak. We're already at the quarterfinals here. Let's see if the brick walls can do anything. Or if they just get crushed under the firing weight of the Kurtulmak here. They probably aren't going to be winning. Although, nice dodge, actually. And the brick walls are doing their thing, where they go in and want to touch. They want to hold hands as they go down, at least. Boop. But yeah, the Kurtulmak just kind of shuts down their cram with the diff flag. And in return it kinda just kills. Even if it doesn't perfectly hit. Oh yeah, also the small C-Wiz guns here, they're probably also just capable of shutting out the cramps from the brick walls, for the most part.
Those have a lot of heat in them, so I think they can just go right through the turret.
Probably, yeah. I mean, the brick wall turrets aren't exactly known for being tanky, but the cram shells aren't the survivable things either, or the most survivable thing. Oop. There goes that turret. And there goes that other turret as well. That's the final nail in the coffin for that. Kurtulmak still completely undamaged. Never mind, it isn't. But let's be real, this doesn't really matter. Just a scratch in the paint, if anything. Actually, I'm kind of curious, how's the flamer plane doing? Is it even doing? It's lighting like a few small decorative fires, but apart from that, I mean, it's not like the Kurtulmak lacks killing power. This brick wall here is down to just one functional brick that isn't even getting its shell through. Oh. And I think this brick wall is also kind of crippled. I'm not seeing many shells fired. And hello, BRM. Let's see, is there any fire coming from the brick walls that isn't block confetti? I don't really see any shells flying from the brick walls. Theory, this turret here should be functional. Yeah, it is functional, it just blew its friend up. Cool. Friendly fire incident. Oh, it's no longer functional, the barrel just shrank down. The other ones are already small, so... Yeah, I think we can call this battle. Kurtulmak takes the win. Quiet, decisive victory. So... yeah, that was another very quick fight. We're having a lot of quick fights here. Yes, the Kurtulmak wins this. And next up, Brokdorf against the Firecarp. We'll say goodbye to the Brokdorf, because ain't no way it's winning this one. It just really isn't built for fighting anything with flamers at all. And I think the Firecarp probably has the lamps needed to shoot down the crams even. At least one. Which, that's decent enough. And yeah, it's probably just gonna burn up the turret caps from the Brokdorf right about now. Oh, it runs into the Brokdorf. It keeps on doing this. Vinny, did you want to try to fix it doing this all the time? I guess the Brokdorf just gets special treatment. It just always gets rammed. Because it just does that. But the Brokdorf still running, going, landing 2 shells in roughly the same spot, but the armor holds. Although barely, very barely holding. This place here almost gave way. And yeah, I think this run's gonna be the end of the Brokdorf. It's got its fire on the turret. This back turret here is it still alive? Even if it is, it's not gonna be doing much, I don't think, but... yeah, the Firecarp has its circular distance down now. It's not gonna run into the Brokdorf again. Yeah, that cram just gets shot down. And... the bow crams probably get sniped out as well. They're not getting through the side armor. Oh, that cram's dead. And they're getting completely shut down by the lamps now, yeah. We're down to 1 functional cram cannon here. So yeah, the Firecarp really kills the Brokdorf quick. Unfortunately, the functional cram cannon is also the one on the tallest barbette, which usually I'd expect to get knocked out first, if anything. And yeah, that cram's not gonna get through. The lance just snipes it down, probably. Alas, let's wait for that final turret to die, to perish. Firecarp does its smart play here by going behind the Brokdorf where it doesn't have firing angles. Kind of overdoes it though. And yeah, the shell gets sniped again. Alas, the Brokdorf made it quite far. Look at that, the turret is dead. There is in theory this secondary gun, but it's gonna burn up in a few seconds as well. Yeah, there it goes. So I'll call the battle here and leave it at that. Leading us to already the final fight of the day. And we have a lot of short fights today. It's only been 40 minutes. We've had 6 battles. Not shorter than they've been the last few rounds or weeks. And now for the final battle of the day, the Kurtulmak against the new and improved Firecarp. Let's see how this goes. This, of course, has been the final battle last time. But who knows? Maybe the results have changed. Maybe the Kurtulmak gets another devastating snipe in. You never know, after all, what happens in this sort of engagement. Now, the refits that the Firecarp has received were in design to improve its engagement against the Kurtulmak specifically. I thought for a second that CRAMbling just snuck under and exploded again. Thought it happened again. It's getting very... It is getting unnervingly close to actually doing it again. Like, it actually blew up down here. For reference, the place where it needs to explode to kill the AI is somewhere around here-ish. Around this fin thingy. That's where it needs to go to kill the AI. Although, now that it hasn't done it on the approaching run, it probably won't do it. Do I really have the latest version of the Firecarp installed here? It shouldn't be doing the rams all the time. But, alas, it'll probably survive.
That's my engine gone.
Oh, that's actually quite unfortunate. Is the entire engine? Nope, there's still one propeller spinning. That's a chunk out of the side armor. Another chunk. Another chunk, and... Oh, hey, hello Dester. The Firecarp is down to 88%. Let's see how the side armor is looking. Still holding with heavy armor and a layer of 2 of alloy backing it. Which definitely penetratable for the Kurtulmak. Definitely something it can punch through. But let's see if it does. Needs to hit the right spot as well, of course. And it should do so fast. Because its guns are on fire. Actually, it's not just the guns on fire, it's kind of just like everything's on fire. But that didn't hit the right spot. That didn't hit. I just took some wood. I think the Kurtulmak may be down on detection. Yeah, I think the Kurtulmak may actually be out of detection this time around. It may also just be out of turrets in a second. Yeah, the Kurtulmak is just firing blindly now. At 72% already, no less. I guess it kind of just got everything above waterline burned off, so... makes sense. Yeah, I think the Kurtulmak doesn't have any weapons left that actually can fire. which... oh. Certainly differs from the results we've had last time. But who knows? Maybe they'll meet again. For now, it looks like the Kurtulmak is actually very quickly dying and going into the losers bracket for the time being. Where I'm pretty sure it'll win anyways, but yeah, for now it goes to the losers bracket. Right, I'll quickly give it the scores, and with that we have our first finalist. That being, of course, the Firecarp V2. That has put on a spectacular performance here. It hasn't been screwed over by luck giving it the AI snipe. And yeah, that's that video, or this round of battles, done. Next up will be in the losers bracket, where we'll start in a week and see what battles await us there. Until then, goodbye everybody.